Hello and welcome to today's video. So on Workbench today we have the Pack Sniffer 2. These are the Rev B boards. Went ahead and finally got the displays in, so was able to build those up, finish them. This one is sold, it's going out to a customer. I've built up the cable sets for it. And so this is a test of the cable sets, the Pack Sniffer 2, and an introduction of version 1.1 of the Pack controller code. And that enables multi-pack support. So if you're familiar with, this is my Nissan Leaf battery pack simulator that I've made a while ago. And I essentially made another one to support two packs. So we've got Pack A and Pack B. They're identical-ish. This is a 2011 Nissan Leaf contactor and pre-charger assembly, and this is a 2013 Nissan Leaf pre-charger and contactor assembly. But other than that, the boards are identical. This is my little board here that replicates the Nissan Leaf battery management system, the BMS. It's in here. The big copper piece on here is for the voltage regulator. These boards weren't really designed to run off 12 volts, and so that just drops it down to 5 volts, so they don't get so they work. They don't. Without that, it'll overheats its onboard regulator since they run at 3.3. Dropping 12 volts into 3.3 is kind of extreme. And yeah, if anybody wants one of these, let me know. I can make extras. Yeah, if you want your own Nissan Leaf battery pack or simulated battery pack, let me know. But anyways, same thing. We have voltage and current, and yeah, we'll go ahead and show this working, and then I'll go over the new options that are in the config file for multi-pack support. So when running dual packs, it's not recommended, but you can still run off the USB. It will actually do it. And but I've also got 12 volts, so I can flip between the two to show that it will run off either. We'll go ahead and start this up on USB here. So I'll click this on. I don't have the SD card because it's in the laptop right now. And oh, we've got it turned off. So we're going to, this is kind of a little thing I made for the customer here. We'll go ahead and flip it on. And we'll start up. We're reading both of our CAN buses. We found both battery packs. Pre-charging A, and that is enabled. And we're charging B, and we're waiting for the voltages to match, because I'll show that to you in the config file here. So if I move my voltage here so that they actually line up, which apparently that's the current, this must be the voltage. There we go, we got within the range. Now they're both enabled, and we're ready to go. So that's Pack A and Pack B are both enabled now. And then it's just going to cycle through showing Pack A and B respective voltages and currents. Averages, those are the average battery cell voltages, and then the span between them. And it'll just cycle between there. That's what I've got it set up to do. So the only other thing I can show you is, you see there's some LEDs over here. Let's see if I can kind of hold this. Well, if I put that like right there. There you go, that'll work. Can you see everything? Yeah. So if I turn up the voltage on Pack B here. We'll see that we got a battery full warning. I also went too high a voltage and I kicked it out. So Pack B overvolted, but you can see the LED here says, hey, the battery pack is full. And then if I were to turn this back down, yeah, I'm over 400 volts. So our over voltage, or full light goes out. And then if I just keep turning it down, we'll eventually hit, yeah. Now I'm hit the low voltage alarm or alert warning. Should show up on here. Although it's disabled. It's kind of odd because it's in a weird state where we're disabled due to an under voltage or an over voltage and stuff. But so yeah, we're So we've got our low battery warning, our low cell warning, and our battery pack is actually disabled due to an over voltage that happened previously, but we'll just go ahead and turn this back up. So now they should be, so we got pack B at 372. I want to make sure that they're both, I want them to be different so I can, well, actually we'll leave them the same. Otherwise, if they are close to the same, let me flip this off here. So I turn it off. If we turn this back on, that'll clear our faults. And we'll read those again. Precharge A. And see, it instantly went through and turned on because I had set the voltages to be like really close together. So pack A is at 371, yeah, and the other one's at 372. So yeah, it's within 2 volts, which is what I set the config file for. So let me show you that. So we've got, this is under the Pack Sniffer 2 configuration file right there. And our new section is right here, the multi-pack setup, or multi-pack section. So our startup mode, as you can see, we have a series or serial startup. So that causes it to start up pack A and then pack B. So what we did is we closed the negative contactor, we closed the pre-charger for that delayed amount of time. Then we close the positive contactor, turn off the pre-charger, and then we turn on the negative contactor of pack B, turn on its pre-charger, and then we wait for the voltages to match. And then once they do, then we turn on the positive contactor and turn off the pre-charger. So that's our standard startup. And this voltage mode here is what sets that. So it'll wait until the voltages are within this range here, which is 1000 equals 1 volt. So I have it set to within 2 volts. We want to keep this, I'm letting you go up to 16.383 volts, but you shouldn't set it that far apart because the amount of current that can flow if you're off by 16 volts is pretty significant. It'd be 16 volts divided by the internal resistance of the batteries of the cells, which is like 0.1 ohms, and whatever the resistance of your wiring is. So yeah, you want this to be close for the pre-charge. I mean, typically if you're putting them in parallel, they should be pretty close. And then we've also got error mode here, which is single. So if any one pack had an error, it will just kick out that one pack. Your other option is group mode, where if any pack has an error, it shuts down both. So why would you want that kind of a thing? If you've got your battery packs in parallel, so you've got two, say pack A and pack B in parallel, you can have one pack go down and still run on the other one. That'd be perfectly fine. If for some reason you wanted to put them in series, you know, if you wanted like a 700 volt battery pack, you could put the 2 Nissan Leaf packs in series, and then that's when you want any one error to shut down both packs simultaneously, if that makes sense. So same with pre-charging, like if you want both of the packs to turn on simultaneously, then you want to put that, you want it to tell it to start at both of them parallel. So what I can do is actually show that to you, so we can change this. So this is the setup that I was running before. Oh, I should mention, there's now a Leaf Pack B section, which sets up the other pack, and then Leaf Pack A is the same. If you're doing the time-based pre-charge, it uses this pre-charge delay right here for the when you're in serial mode. It'll do the first pack. Pack A will pre-charge for this length of time because it doesn't have a way to measure the other when they're disconnected, right? The voltage of the other of the bus. For pack B, if you're in voltage mode, the pre-charge time now becomes a timeout. So I've got it set to 20 seconds just so I could, play with the pots to get it matched. It shouldn't be set that high. Remember, if there's a large voltage, even with your pre-charge resistor, these have 30 ohm resistors in them, and they can get pretty hot. Like, that'll get pretty hot if there's a decent voltage separation between the two. So you want to keep that, a reasonable amount of time. But yeah, let's go ahead and change this. Instead of serial startup, we'll change this over to parallel startup. So we'll launch them both at the same time. We'll leave it with voltage. No, you know what? Let's just do time delay. I've kind of demonstrated the voltage. So we'll do time delay, and then I'll set this guy back down to 2 seconds. So they both pre-charge for 2 seconds. They're independent, so it'll pre-charge. So if you've got the times set different, they'll pre-charge for different amounts of times for pack A and B. And then we'll set this to group delay or group error. So essentially we've got them, we'll have both packs start up simultaneously. We'll use a delay, and any one error will shut down both packs simultaneously. Sound like a plan? So go ahead and save this, close that, and then we'll eject the micro SD card. Grab that, and then I'll go ahead and kill power to this guy. And let's see if I can get that in there without having to put the phone down. Success. Okay, so go ahead and start this up. I've already got the switch on. Now we found the SD card, so we're going to check. Shouldn't need a firmware update. The firmware should be identical. The only thing that should change is the config file. Okay. So there you go. Now they're both, that was their 2 seconds, and now they're both online, both running parallel. And if I cause a voltage error on one of them, we'll just crank that up. So we got our full warning, and it dropped out both packs. So there you go. Pretty simple. Anyways, thanks for watching. Oh, here, let me shut this down. It's a soft switch. It doesn't actually kill power to it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.